Startup guru Paul Graham once told Airbnb founder Brian Chesky, "It's better to have 100 people love you than a million people sort of like you." And it's true. Even if the total available market you're after is huge, you're not going to win all of it overnight. Instead, you should focus on a small subset of users and build a great experience for them. After that, you can start broadening your focus. This video is about why you should constrain your marketplace to an initial category or location and how. It's pretty intuitive to think that the broader your marketplace's focus, the bigger the potential user base. The bigger the user base, the faster your marketplace will grow. But this is not necessarily true. With two-sided platforms, you don't want to optimize for the speed of growth. You certainly want to move quickly, time is money and all that, and you likely have limited resources. But the speed you should maximize for is the speed of learning, iteration, and finding product market fit. Aim for liquidity, not growth. We'll discuss liquidity in more detail in step 9 of this guide, but in a nutshell, it's the probability of a supplier making a sale and a customer finding what they're looking for on your marketplace. It's a key metric in determining your success. It's easier to achieve liquidity by helping a small group of people looking for a specific thing than a large group of people looking for a lot of things. That's because your initial target audience affects everything. How and where you find your potential users, the language you use, how you market your platform, what features you build, what kind of customer and supplier experiences you'll have, and so on. It allows you to manage expectations to your advantage and really learn from your early adopters. If you try to appeal to everyone instead, you won't really convince anyone. The bigger you are, the slower it is for you to iterate and change direction when needed. And you're burning money faster, which means less time to learn from your mistakes. These days, there is a marketplace for most things already. But if you can find a specific group of people, a category, or a location to serve, that's your way in. For example, Airbnb exists, but pool rental marketplace Swimmy, based in France, found that people just looking for swimming pools are underserved there. Now, Swimmy is the largest pool sharing marketplace in Europe and has expanded to the US. Even if the larger market is dominated by a big player, some niches or locations could be better served by you. In other words, you may have a great vision for the future, but first you need to build something smaller that will allow you to validate your idea and problem-solution fit. Quote Lenny Rachitsky, a former Airbnb fame, "The best way to go big is by starting small." According to Lenny's research, 16 out of the 17 most successful marketplaces of today initially constrained their offering. There are a couple of patterns we can see right away. If the marketplace requires supply and demand to meet, like Airbnb, TaskRabbit, and Uber, it started with a geographical constraint. A geographical constraint is basically a set location, a neighborhood, a city, or maybe a small country. And pretty much every other marketplace that's not location-based started with a category constraint. Categories, also known as verticals, are specific products or services within a larger pool. Like summer cottages could be a category under vacation home rentals, or cleaning is a category under home services. Before we move on though, I want to quickly acknowledge Thumbtack, alone in the didn't constrain column. They basically went against 95% of the tried and true methods of online platforms. And it worked for them because of some unique aspects in their market and approach. But Thumbtack is the exception, and for most marketplaces, constraining is the way to go, like Lenny's table shows. There's an article about Thumbtack in ShareTribe's Marketplace Academy, by the way, if you'd like to learn more about their growth journey. Link in the further reading section. So even if your plans for your marketplace are huge, you should start from something smaller. There's a concept by Andrew Chen, former head of growth at Uber, called the atomic network. It's the smallest network needed that can stand on its own. In other words, a group of people you just need to get on the platform and they will keep transacting even if you don't do anything. Atomic networks are different for different types of businesses. For Zoom, one person isn't enough, but two. They're talking, so you've got your atomic network. Marketplaces need a few more users than that, but likely still less than you'd think. The smaller your atomic network is, the easier and faster it will be for you to form it. For example, eBay's atomic network was Beanie Babies. For Uber, it was 5 p.m. at the Caltrain station at 5th and King Street in San Francisco. If that isn't specific, I don't know what is. The more you can constrain your atomic network while still maintaining a big enough group to create critical mass, the better. Get really good at serving this group's needs, and you'll have a clear idea of how to make the next people who join happy, and the people after them. Convinced? Great. Here's how you find your initial constraint. Out of all the potential locations or categories, you should choose the one that's easiest for you to reach. You need to have a cost-efficient way to contact this initial group. So, if your marketplace requires supply and demand to meet, and you're going with a geographical constraint, your own location is an obvious first choice. Do you live in a place with a large enough market to form an atomic network? A couple of examples. Uber originally operated in San Francisco only, like mentioned. Dogboarding marketplace Rover hyper-focused on Seattle in the beginning. And Finnish food delivery app Volt started in Helsinki and now operates in over 20 countries. It's entirely possible that your atomic network is smaller than a city. A neighborhood might be enough. If your marketplace is not location-based and you're constraining by category instead, look into online communities that serve the niche you're targeting. Maybe you're already a part of one. Is there a hobby forum or a Facebook group that could provide you your initial audience? For example, Etsy courted early users from online forums dedicated to arts and crafts. Secondhand clothing marketplace ThreadUp first targeted all types of clothes, but saw big growth only after they focused solely on kids' clothes. And later, they expanded to all clothes again. You might even want to constrain by both location and category. This would allow you to hyper-focus your offering. Maybe your marketplace is specifically for booking medieval castles in Normandy. I'm not sure how many there actually are, but let's just run with it. Later, you branch out to all types of castles in France, and after that, all historical buildings in the entire world. What I'm saying is, dream big, but start by making your first 100 users really happy instead of thousands of people just okay. Starting with an initial constraint allows you to learn, iterate, and reach problem solution fit faster than trying to please everyone. Having a set of engaged early users is a fantastic asset moving forward. If your marketplace requires supply and demand to meet, you should start with a geographical constraint, like a town or a city. And if you're not location-based, start with a category constraint. Find your atomic network, the smallest network of users you need for it to stand on its own. It might be a city, neighborhood, or a street corner at a specific time of a day, or a very particular niche category. Now you have your business plan, a marketplace idea, revenue model, and initial constraint. You're ready to pre-validate your business. That's next video, so I'll see you there.